So, it's all over the internet. What's the deal with your contract?
My contract is up August 10th. What I would like to happen, I would love to stay with WWE. And I'd love, ideally, to finish my career there. I really would. I don't know what's going to happen, though. Like, me building a relationship and having a relationship with the audience, sometimes by certain people, to me, it feels like they're treating it as I'm being rebellious, or I'm like, it's treated almost like it's a problem that this has happened. And it that should not feel that way. This should not be treated like it's a problem. It makes it feel like, you know, you outperformed, or you got ahead of something that they didn't think you were going to get ahead of, and they don't like that you've gotten ahead of it. That is the way it feels. And that's not a good feeling. And that's based on conversations, things people have said. Like, when you mentioned the merchandise. When that started to blow up, I had no idea until fans started pointing it out online. So I go back to my points of contact in the company, and I asked them, I'm like, hey, is this true? And they're like, we don't know. How do you not know?
This story is absolutely wild, and I am here for it. This is the new kayfabe, brother. At least that's my opinion. For those of you unawares of what's going on, Karrion, Kross, and Scarlette Bordeaux have both been released from WWE, or at least their contracts were not renewed. This made news over the weekend, and their profiles were moved over to the WWE alumni section. Following that, right away on Monday, Karrion Kross, Killer Kross, Kevin Kross, whatever the fuck you want to call him nowadays, I don't know, had a video out. A full behind-the-scenes vlog video detailing the final days of his contract, and man, what a story. What a story! This is a great story if he is released from the WWE and he is beginning his journey to be the next Matt Cardona, or beginning his journey to be the next Adam Cole, baby, getting the fat paycheck over in AEW, or any other handful of guys that went over there. Or, as we have come to know, excuse me, as we have come to know the new kayfabe, this could all just be a big giant work. Is it a work? Is it? Is it? Well, for this, we go to the man who knows everything about pro wrestling, the god of pro wrestling himself, who bestoweth upon wrestlers his star ratings. I'm talking about Dave Meltzer. What the fuck does he know about all this?
You know, it's one of those things. I mean, it's definitely being kept quiet. It's a weird one. There's way too much talk, and the nature of the talk makes me think that it's there's more to it. Like, what's he saying, that they gave him an insulting offer? I mean, they gave him an offer, and he didn't sign as of this week. He may be a free agent. He may, I know that he's doing a tour right now, or not tour, but he's doing a lot of media because his book came out on Tuesday. And the people who are doing interviews with him are being told that, first of all, they're basically the people, it's not WWE that's sending him on the tour, it's ECW Press. And they basically said, like, you cannot ask any questions regarding his contract situation, WWE situation. He doesn't really talk about in his interviews. He talks about his life, not the WWE part of his life that much. So, the belief in WWE is that he's going to be back. But we'll see. And again, okay, it's one of those things where They are not telling anyone anything, but everyone's pretty skeptical. You know what I mean? It's like, are they working the boys on this if he comes back? You could say yes, but it's also one of those things where it's not like they're being fooled. It's not like guys are coming and going like, oh no, he's really gone. I mean, like, no one is saying that. They just are like, we don't know, and whatever. You know, that's kind of it.
So are we getting worked? We can speculate here in a minute, but does it really matter if we're getting worked? Isn't the fun just being worked and going along for the ride anyway?
And like the comments of people like, LaGreca, you're an idiot. It's a work. Like, how could you fall? Okay, you know what, Bully? Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Like, that's like you've talked about over the last couple of weeks a lot of the uncertainty and magic and illusion of pro wrestling kind of being uncovered. Well, these are some of the small situations where we could sit back and get ourselves possibly worked or not. Like, let's enjoy it. Let's fall into it. Like, I'm all about this. I think this is a great job by Karrion Kross. And if it's true and his contract is now over, this is a great job, like you just said, Bully, of taking the time, lightning in a bottle, understanding the significance of the moment and using it to your advantage. If this is a quote unquote work and the WWE he's secretly signed with, then this is a great job by the WWE for having these little Easter eggs over the last week to make you think that this is the end of his career in the WWE. Like, this is some of the true magic. And again, this is where I get angry at the fans, Bully, of like, they know adamantly, this is one way or the other. You don't. Until it actually happens, you don't know. You may think it, but you don't. And that's okay. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room.
Whether it's a work and they're telling this elevated story, you know, you've heard of elevated horror. This is elevated wrestling. Everybody thinks kayfabe is dead, brother, but this is the new kayfabe, baby. Stronger, better, faster, sexier, tighter pants, bigger bulge, better in bed. It's got this thing where the legs up over, and then it's like a jackhammer down, and you're using the bed spring. It's the whole thing. It's better this way. The new kayfabe is very much alive. This was proven with Ron Killings. This was proven with Seth Rollins' injury. What you think you know about the wrestling business, they're already steps ahead of you. But something that leads me to believe that I do think this is a work, besides the fact that people like Meltzer don't really know, is that this interview with Paul Heyman that he did with Ariel Helwani, where Paul Heyman spends a large chunk of this whole interview talking about his role behind the scenes and helping everybody and sitting in the writer's room. He's behind all the big angles, not the creative mind, but he's in the writer's room for all the big stuff. Not the week to week, that's for the little peons, but for the big stuff. What are we doing at this big event? What are we doing at WrestleMania? What are we doing at next year's WrestleMania? Paul Heyman is integral into those conversations and creating these stories. And what did he have to say about Karrion Kross?
What do you make of what's going on with Karrion Kross?
In what way?
Something's happening. You see the crowd; they're chanting for him at the post show and all this stuff. He didn't get the W. Is there a thing here? Or is it just like the internet trying to make something into a thing?
Well, they've made it a thing.
Okay,
and it's not just the internet. It's the internet. It's the live crowd. It's the people that buy merchandise. He's a tremendous performer, and what an act he has with Scarlette. I mean, they are great together.
Should he be getting more opportunities? Should he be?
How do you know? Well, let me ask you this: if he were getting great opportunities, if he were the Intercontinental Champion or the U.S. Champion right now, would he have this level of support from the crowd?
No, they love to get behind, Kofi, Daniel Bryan. They love to get behind someone, the underdog, so to speak.
So it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
All right.
Yeah. It's organic.
And by the way, I'm not hating on it. It's fun. I like him. I'm rooting for him. It's just fun to see these things sort of
the audience is calling for him to be a bigger star. And if we don't deliver it on a timetable that an impatient audience, an impassioned audience is going to like, they're going to get behind him even more, which is great. They're making him a star. We're not shoving him and Scarlett down anybody's throats. The audience itself is making him a star, and indeed, perhaps a top star. And he's talented enough, and so is she, to carry it. It reminds me of someone else, by the way, that was in WWE, that the audience felt, this is our guy. We like this act. We like him to be a bigger star. Why aren't you making him a bigger star? Damn it, make him a bigger star. We're going to chant his name. We're going to bring his signs. We're going to buy his t-shirts. We're going to demand that you make him a bigger star. That guy's name was Steve Austin.
So here's a guy that is part of the creative. And by the way, here's another tell. Karrion Kross's video, he talks about how he had heard on the internet he was one of the top merch sellers or top merch seller or whatever. And that he went to go ask somebody in WWE if it was, is this true? Is it true? Tell me, is it true? And nobody could tell him for a while. I had to go look it up or whatever. Paul Heyman, right there, says top people buying the merchandise they know. Of course everybody fucking knows what they're getting. You telling me Kross doesn't know how many t-shirts he's selling? Paul Heyman knows exactly how many t-shirts he's... Paul Heyman knows every single detail of what's going on here. And he sees it from the perspective of creative. Would Kross be as over if he was an Intercontinental Champion or the U.S. Champion right now getting the old push ski? Or is the fact that we're not behind him getting the crowd behind him more? Paul Heyman knows what the fuck he's doing. I think also this was somebody that was brought back by Triple H. Now I just saw a post going around recently that had everybody that Triple H brought back is now basically all gone. So take that with the largest grain of salt. But he used him well in NXT. For the life of me, if he's been released, I can't figure out why they couldn't make something work with Kross. It had to be something backstage. But yet everybody that knows him and talks about him, the people that interview him, wrestlers that have worked with him, everybody loves Kross. Nobody's got a bad beef with Kross or a bad word to say about the guy I was going to say. Nobody. But yet he hasn't been able to cross that threshold in professional wrestling. Why not? What is it about this guy? Is it the back bump fucking thing? I think that's a gimmick too. Whoa, my phone just started talking to me. Shut up. Shut your fucking mouth. I think Karrion Kross is incredibly talented. He's got a look. He can cut a promo. He's got a hot ass chick next to him who can also work and be a vixen, a valet that can get into trouble from time to time, put the brick in the purse and hit somebody with the throw the shit in the eye and claw with the claws. Scarlette can do some shit. She's a worker. She gets the business. She's had matches and shit. Some people might say she should be a wrestler. I think wrestlers we're lacking wrestlers with female managers. So I like the idea of them two together. So I don't know why it never worked. But I do know that what's been going on lately has worked. And if you are now, Kross will tell it to you one way, like they want you to just hit a double. He said in his video, "Don't you goddamn dare hit it to third base. And don't you certainly goddamn dare don't hit a home run, or we'll beat you." Right? They only wanted him to exceed to a certain extent. Now we're hearing signs are being confiscated and stuff from Raw to try to hush the crowd on this Karrion Kross gimmick. But he's not really talking bad about the company. And we are in a new world, my friends, of new kayfabe. I'm telling you, where everybody thinks kayfabe is dead, kayfabe has evolved because the business, the world has evolved. There's no way wrestling would ever be a secret. Oh, is it really entertainment, or are they really fighting? We don't know for sure. It's hard to tell. Shut the fuck up. Everybody knows. You can tell by looking at it. When I watch UFC and watch WWE, it looks a hell of a lot different. Nobody's going, yeah, those both look like real fights. They're having a real legitimate fight there. Everybody knows wrestling's entertainment. People love reality shows. People love behind the scenes stuff. So they're opening the curtains. This is how we build. This is how our product is done. But we can still work the fans. We can work the marks, bro. We can work the marks. We can work the marks by using their own marky intelligence, their own mark intuition against them. Oh, I smell a work, is it? Oh, they always move people over to the alumni section. They're really released. What the fuck? Oh, his contract was really coming up. The dirt sheet said his contract was up. The dirt sheet said that he hasn't re-signed. He's out on the internet talking about shit now. Okay, well, but you also heard Meltzer say he's being told, people are being told in these book interviews and on this book tour and shit to not talk about the WWE. If you were smart enough to observe what was going on, I'm wrapping up here. Well, just bear with me. If you are smart enough to observe, like Paul Heyman has, and spelled out in clear as day and perfect understanding, that's why Paul's a genius. He's a mastermind. So you can't tell me that he's reading this whole situation on Kross and not speaking this out and expressing this in the writer's room. Now you may say, hey, Seth, but people say when Paul Heyman really gets behind a guy, it has the opposite effect traditionally. That's what they always say in the documentaries, don't they? But Paul Heyman's had a pretty goddamn awesome track record as of late. Really overall his whole entire career, but I mean as of late specifically even. So, and he's more of a right-hand man to Triple H than I think a lot of people think, as expressed in this video with Ariel Helwani here. So he gets it. And if he sees it and he gets it, wouldn't this be the most brilliant way to get this character over? To allow a groundswell of support from the fans, to make them think, to work them, using their marquee intuition against them, to make them think that they willed Karrion Kross back into existence. Especially because they just seen it happen with Ron Killings. Oh, they willed Ron Killings back into existence legitimately, as far as we're aware. So why don't we play with that? Play with your own mark-ass intuitions, your own I think I know everything, and twist it against you. And play with that. Oh, maybe we can will Kross back into existence, but he was really released. But no, he's actually not really released. But we don't know for sure. And either way, it's a compelling story, and that's my piece on it. And though I gloated and danced all over everybody that thought the Seth Rollins thing was legit, simply because they refused to listen to John Pollock, who clear as day said, hey guys, I was told this would happen exactly as it happened. It's a work. I also told they're going to great lengths to make it an elaborate work. And I made this comment. I made people aware of what John Pollock said. And people go, no, you fucking retarded, bro. I trust what the WWE TV tells me. He's really hurt. Because they were able to play with your expectations then. It was a weird, wonky finish. And then instead of throwing up the X and having all the refs come out and carry him out, I know I'm wandering. I'm doing the thing, but it's okay. We're coming back to it. They went a completely different direction and made us think that they called an audible to have LA Knight win the match right there on the spot. That's kayfabe that'll get your dick hard right there. And then there's word that people are mad about it. Oh, they worked the wrestlers. They worked me. They worked the boys. They're supposed to tell us everything. That's not cool. I actually felt bad for Seth. Well, sorry you got worked. Welcome to the wrestling business. Right? Fucking Junkyard Dog went blind. Come on, man. You work the gimmick. The whole business is a gimmick. Relax your tits. I expect this to be a work as well, but if it's not, it's going to be a great platform to propel Karrion Kross. I could go on about it, but we'll leave it there. I've been on about it long enough. Let me know your thoughts down in those comments below. While you're there, hit the subscribe button. Like it if you liked the video. Check out my book, links in the description for Audible, Kindle, and Amazon. The Gathering, a bold journey into the belly of the Juggalo underworld. It's funny as hell and has a 4.6 out of 5-star rating. That's pretty good in my book. Peace, love, and pizza. That is my book. Hey, peace, love, and pizza. I am your boy, Seth Grimes, and we will catch you in the next video. That video there was a real slobber knocker. Head on down to the comments, put a little barbecue sauce on the like button. And while you're there, I would subscribe so you don't miss any other videos. And leave a comment. Everybody's got a fucking comment.